Every day, your brain processes the equivalent of 34 gigabytes of information, enough to overload a laptop in a week. Yet despite all this data, you're still broke, tired, and confused. Why? Because you're drowning in information but starving for clarity. So how do you escape this chaos? In today's digital age, we're constantly bombarded with endless streams of information, news, social media, emails, and notifications. It's no wonder we feel overwhelmed. But what if all this information isn't the key to success? What if, in fact, it's holding us back from achieving true freedom and financial independence? In this video, we'll explore how to break free from the suffocating grip of information overload. You'll discover powerful strategies to regain control of your mind and start focusing on what really matters, so you can find income freedom and live a life of clarity and purpose. Imagine waking up to the blaring sound of your phone alarm. Your eyes flicker open, and within seconds, your brain is flooded with a barrage of notifications. Emails, text messages, social media updates, all demanding your immediate attention. You roll out of bed, groggy, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. The day ahead seems like an endless stream of tasks, each one more urgent than the last. By the time you finish your morning coffee, your mind is already racing, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information you absorbed in less than an hour. Now picture this. You're sitting at your desk, trying to focus on your work, but every few minutes you're interrupted by the ping of your phone or the buzz of a new notification. You open your email inbox and scroll through dozens of unread messages, some important, others irrelevant. You try to prioritize, but everything feels equally urgent. Meanwhile, your to-do list grows longer by the minute, and your stress levels rise. This is the reality for millions of people today. We're living in an age where information is coming at us from all directions, all the time. The average person is exposed to up to 5,000 marketing messages a day. News cycles are faster than ever, and social media feeds refresh every few seconds. It's a constant barrage, and it's only getting worse. But here's the catch. The more information we consume, the more we feel like we're falling behind. We're drowning in data, yet we still struggle to make sense of it all. Our minds become cluttered, our focus fragmented. We start to believe that the more information we take in, the smarter or more successful we'll be. But in reality, this overload is doing the opposite. It's paralyzing us, preventing us from making clear decisions and taking meaningful action. This information overload doesn't just affect our productivity. It impacts our well-being too. Studies show that constant exposure to digital stimuli can lead to increased levels of anxiety, depression, and burnout. We're so busy consuming information that we forget to process it, to let it sink in and guide us. Instead of using knowledge to fuel our success, we're allowing it to drain our energy and creativity. The truth is, the modern world isn't designed for our minds to keep up with. We're constantly on the treadmill, running faster and faster, but never getting closer to our goals. The key to escaping this cycle isn't to consume more information. It's to start taking control of what we consume, and more importantly, what we ignore. As you continue to drown in the sea of information, you start to wonder, is there a way out? What if everything you've been told about information overload is wrong? What if you've been misled into thinking that more data, more tips, more expert advice is the answer to all your problems? Here's the truth. The more information you consume, the less you actually know. It sounds like a contradiction, but consider this. Our brains are not designed to process the overwhelming volume of information we face daily. In fact, researchers suggest that our brains can only handle about 120 bits of information per second. Yet we're constantly trying to absorb thousands of times that, leading to what experts call cognitive overload. Over time, this overload doesn't just affect our work or our decision-making. It rewires our brains. But it gets even darker. Information overload has been linked to a hidden force, the profit-driven media machine. Every app, every platform, and every news outlet is designed to keep you scrolling, clicking, and consuming because it knows something most of us don't. The more information you take in, the more likely you are to become addicted. You're being manipulated, not just by the content, but by the very algorithms that feed it to you. Now you might think that the answer is simply cutting back on your screen time, but that's not enough. The problem runs deeper. It's not just the quantity of information, it's the quality of it. For years, we've been sold the idea that more knowledge equals more power. But here's a twist most people never consider. The richest, most successful entrepreneurs are often the ones who consume the least information. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He spends 80% of his day reading, but it's not random articles or trending topics. He focuses on deeply understanding a few key areas that matter to him. He doesn't fall into the trap of chasing every new shiny trend or gadget. Instead, he stays laser-focused on what he knows best. This is the key to income freedom, not the amount of information you consume, but how well you can sift through the noise and focus on what truly matters. Believe it or not, even the most successful individuals in the world rely on a process called mental filtering. They have learned to ignore the majority of the information around them. They filter out distractions and prioritize the information that aligns with their goals. It's not about knowing everything, it's about knowing the right things. What if you could do the same? What if you could stop wasting hours scrolling through irrelevant content and start using your time and energy on what actually moves the needle in your life? Imagine the clarity, the freedom, and the success you could unlock. But there's one catch: the shift isn't easy. Breaking free from the information trap requires you to unlearn everything you've been taught about knowledge and success. It's not about absorbing more, it's about cutting the fat, prioritizing your focus, and making intentional choices. Are you ready to learn how? Here's where the story takes a turn, and it's the moment you've been waiting for. The key to beating information overload and unlocking income freedom isn't what you think. It's not about reading more books, following more experts, or subscribing to every productivity hack. It's about something far simpler, yet far more powerful: mastering the art of intentional focus. At this very moment, you stand at the crossroads. You can continue down the path you've been on, chasing endless streams of data, constantly checking your phone, and believing that you're getting closer to success. Or you can choose to break free. What if the true path to freedom lies in doing less, not more? Let me show you how. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear vision of what matters most to you: your goals, your mission, your purpose. You've had a limited amount of time and energy each day, so you make a conscious decision. You'll only engage with content that serves your vision. You'll read less, but with more depth. You'll consume media selectively, purposefully. The world of constant distractions no longer controls you. You control it. It's in this clarity that success is born. Take a moment to think about the most successful people you know. Do they read every article? Do they keep up with every trend? No, they focus on mastering the essentials. This isn't about having more information. It's about knowing exactly which information to focus on and applying it to your life. This principle is what sets high achievers apart. When you stop getting lost in the noise, you create space to grow and create. Entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss, Richard Branson, and even Steve Jobs understood this. They didn't just consume content, they curated it. They spent their time on what truly added value to their lives, not what merely filled the gaps. Let's take a real example. Emin Gadji, one of the most successful digital entrepreneurs today. His rise to success wasn't due to consuming every how-to video out there. Instead, he focused intensely on learning a few core skills and leveraging them. He filtered out the noise, blocking out the constant distractions that so many entrepreneurs fall victim to. And the result? He built a multi-million-dollar business, freeing himself from the chains of traditional work. But here's the secret you won't hear from the gurus. Information isn't your problem. It's how you apply it. You can read every book, watch every video, and attend every webinar. But if you're not taking intentional action, none of it matters. The key is to take the bits of knowledge that matter and apply them with laser focus. So here it is, the turning point. You can choose to keep mindlessly consuming or step into a new way of thinking, where your time and energy are sacred. The path to income freedom isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters with purpose. The choice is yours. Will you let the noise drown you, or will you break free and thrive? By choosing focus over frenzy, you'll discover that the key to success lies not in accumulating more knowledge, but in applying the right knowledge with intention. The question is, are you ready to let go of the chaos and embrace clarity? Your path to income freedom starts now. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more strategies on how to break free from information overload and achieve your goals. Share this with someone who needs a clearer path to success, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future content.